The first one is a double default, and the next one is a hearing on modification.
This cause number 2019-05472 in the interest of Irvin and Ari Taylor. Please identify yourself for the record.
Marcella Turner for the state of Texas.
Court will note that the custodial parent, Tiffany Nicole Taylor, was served on January 25th, 2021 at 8:32 a.m. And the non-custodial parent, Irvin Monroe Taylor, was served on January 13th, 2021 at 8:51 a.m. at 1500 East Langdon Road, TDCJ, Hutchins, Dallas County, Texas. Have neither filed an answer, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, we'll proceed with the default hearing on both of these parties.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the state would ask that the court take judicial notice of the prior court order signed on April 10th of 2019, where Mr. Taylor was ordered to pay $311 in monthly child support and $100 in monthly cash medical support. Both of those to begin on May 1st of 2019.
All right.
At this time, the state would also like to offer into evidence what has been marked as State's Exhibit 1, which is a financial activity report in this matter.
State's Exhibit A.
Oh, A, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
All right, well, that's admitted.
Thank you. At this time, the state is requesting that the current child support and medical support be modified to 0 due to the non-custodial parent's incarceration. His projected release date was found to be of August of 2023, and there is no evidence of income. The state of Texas is also requesting a child support judgment in the amount of $10,576.30 as of February 28th of 2021, and a medical support judgment in the amount of $1,045.50 as of February 28th of 2021. We are not seeking any payouts on those judgments at this time. The state is also asking to non-suit its request for a dental support judgment, that error to be corrected in this final order after today's hearing. And Your Honor, there is also a previous finding of non-disclosure in the previous prior court order, and the state is requesting that that non-disclosure continue throughout this order as well.
All right. You rest?
Yes, the state rests.
All right, the court will approve the order.
Thank you, Your
Thank
Honor. May
you.
I be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
This is called number 2019-03457 in the interest of Braxton Howard. All parties, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Please unmute yourselves. Do you unmute yourself, Miss Wilson? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mr. Howard?
I do.
All right. Ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Tiana Wilson, the mother.
Sir, your name and your relationship to the child.
Yes, my name is Rashad Howard, the father of Braxton Maurice Howard.
And for the state,
Kara Mitchell.
we have a suit for modification of child support. We're having a hearing. Are there any stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor. We stipulate that child support will be $313 to begin on April the 1st, 2021.
Okay.
And medical support, the child has private insurance through the mother's employer. And Mr. Howard will reimburse her at $180 a month for a cash medical. And the actual amount of cost to the mother is $202 for medical support. For medical insurance, and $18 for dental insurance.
All right. What are the issues?
The issue is access and possession. And so just to let you know, Your Honor, we did not plead for that. Mr. Howard filed a motion to modify for access and possession yesterday. He's not served Ms. Wilson. However, the parties are agreeing to a trial amendment to discuss that issue today.
Miss Wilson, you're willing to hear this question about possession and access today, or you have a right to reset this matter to some other day? What do you
We can
want
do
to
it today. We can do it today.
do? Okay. And Mr. Howard, now, do we know that this has been filed, Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, it's been filed yesterday. I see it on the Harris County clerk site.
Okay. And you're all right with it proceeding today, is that correct, Ms. Mitchell?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. So that's what this hearing is about then, right?
Yes.
All right, let's proceed.
Okay, I would first like to call Ms. Wilson.
Okay.
Ms. Wilson, please state your name.
Tiana Wilson.
Okay. On March the 20th, 2019, did you do a prior order with a prior agreed order with Mr. Howard, where you guys agreed not to order Mr. Howard to pay child support because you were living together?
Yes.
Okay. When did you all stop living together?
Around June, July.
Of what year?
when he turned 2018.
Okay.
Is this also another issue?
2019.
Child support start
No,
date or what?
no, it's just we're trying to get to how long Mr. Howard has been with the child. for visitation purposes.
Okay.
Okay, and during the time that Mr. Howard lived with you, has he kept Braxton by himself?
No.
Okay, so he always had someone around with the baby.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any concerns for Mr. Howard to have visitation with Braxton?
Yeah, just a few.
What are those concerns?
Like smoking and drinking.
Okay. And there is also a protective order in place now, an active protective order that you obtained August the 28th, 2019, correct? Against
Yes.
Mr. Howard.
Yes.
But that protective order does not include your son Braxton, correct?
No.
Okay. So what type of visitation are you asking the court to grant you?
I was looking at like 19 supervised visits on the Saturdays. And then after that was completed, then 19 unsupervised. And then after that was completed, 41 Saturdays with overnight visits. And then we can go to a standard order for visitation.
Okay. And how old is Braxton now?
Braxton is the one, he'll be 2. I mean, he's 2, going to be 3.
Okay. If you do this, if the judge grants supervised visitations, who would you want to visit? Who would you want to overlook the visitation or supervise that visitation? And where would you want visitation to occur?
I would want for Rashad Howard's mom to do it. We can do it at her house.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Howard, do you have any questions for the mother?
No questions for the mother.
All right. Is that agreeable with you, sir, to have those visitations? If there's going to be some times where the visitation is going to be supervised, is that agreeable that your mother would be the one supervising?
It's kind of a tough time because my mother, she works, and my father, he works for the city of Houston, and those times might not be agreeable with the supervised, visits with Tiana, Ms. Wilson. And I tried to give a proper location, a drop-off spot, which is my aunt's house where he'll be safe and she's available, because the drop-off location, my mother works, and it might not work out. I believe that's
okay.
difficult.
What is the name of your aunt, sir?
Her name is Yolanda England.
All right, Miss
retired.
Wilson, do you know that lady? Miss Wilson,
I'm here. His aunt. I know. Yeah.
would that be a problem for you if that lady
Will we be able
supervised?
to meet downtown? Yeah, as long as we could pick up downtown.
No, if that lady would supervise the,
Oh,
the
that's fine.
visits.
That's
Okay,
fine.
and I mean, if we're going to have supervised visitation, then that lady would be the one to supervise the visits. That would be agreeable for both of you.
It's fine.
Yes.
I'm not asking for supervised visits today,
I understand.
but that is a primary location, yes, sir, and the primary party.
All right. Go ahead. Have any questions? You don't have any questions for Miss
Yes,
Wilson.
sir.
Miss Mitchell, do you have you have any further witnesses?
Yes, I would like to call Mr. Howard.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Howard, could you please state your name?
Yes, Rashad Howard.
Okay. I want to know what type of visitation you are requesting from the court.
I'm requesting the court to implement a standard visitation and possession order due to the fact that I've been with my son since birth, signed birth certificate, agreed on the birth certificate with the courts, and I have I was with the baby since birth, and me and Miss Tiana, we lived together, and I have watched my son many nights. Like, she was working mother, so I had to stay with my son overnight, watched him, fed him, bathed him, took him to daycare, and I was treating my son, with love for over a year, up to the point where she said we no longer live together. So I have been caring for my son, and I planned his first birthday party. I've been in his life up until this point of Miss Tiana not allowing me to have any type of access to him. So I'm asking the court to grant me and Miss Tiana Wilson a standard order so that could be in place, and we can kind of kill the disagreements, and we can move forward with my son and his well-being.
Okay, Your Honor, I pass this witness.
All right. Miss Wilson, do you have any questions for Mr. Howard?
Yeah, that is all false. Michelle, you never signed the birth certificate. And you were never there like that with Braxton.
Oh, you have a question for him, ma'am.
Like, could we be honest?
I'll let you make a statement
Okay,
later on. But right now, do you have any questions for
no,
him regarding this possession and access?
no.
All right. You have any further witnesses, Miss Mitchell?
No, Your Honor. The statement.
Miss Wilson, do you have any witnesses you wish to present?
No.
I'll allow you to make a statement. Mr. Howard, do you have any witnesses you wish to present? I'll allow you to make a statement also.
Okay, no, Your Honor.
No witnesses at this time. All right. Now, Mr. Howard, do you want to go ahead and make a statement of why you should have the visitation that you're requesting? And
Yes, due to my son's well-being, like I said, I've been around my son since birth, and he's connected with me very well. This is my firstborn child, and I have been granted no access. So when I am allowed access, it's actually from Tiana Wilson when she feels like I am able to have access upon herself. So I'm trying to
hold on. Why did you not have access? Did you have a previous?
know,
There
because
was
we
there was a previous order, correct?
yes, correct. And I went down to the courts with Miss Tiana Wilson. Actually, we were living together, and she drove to the courts upon herself. So I had followed behind to figure out what was going on. That was the day she canceled the child support that was being implemented on me. And that was the day I agreed with the I want to say a mediator. I agree with the mediator that I was the father of Braxton Maurice Howard, and I wanted to put my name on the birth certificate, which I agreed upon to sign in front of Miss Tiana Wilson, and we continued our relationship.
Okay. At one point, it looks. I'm looking at the records here. On March 2019, when you were established as the father of the child, you all were living together. Is that correct?
Yes,
Correct.
we were. Yes.
Okay. So since March, which is now 2 years, uh, you have not been. When did you separate, sir?
I would say July 2019, we separated, and I had no whereabouts of my son, no medical information from my son, and I was the parent who was in place to take him to daycare, take him to his doctor visits and everything. I have information of me on his doctor visits. I have printouts and everything. I was the father that a son needs. So I've been in his life since July 2019. And after the protective order was put in place, Miss Tiana Wilson continued to reach out to me to come to her locations after the protective order to visit Braxton and drop off Christmas gifts. And even while she had a boyfriend, I didn't, bring no harm to her life or relationship. I just wanted to continue to be a father in my son's life. So
All
I'm
right.
at,
When was the last time you visited with your son?
um, I would say October, this past Halloween. So this past Halloween was what, 2020, October 2020. I reached out to Tiana to take my son out for a outing for Halloween. I bought him a costume. She agreed, and when I arrived at the address, she didn't have my son ready, and we had a little disagreement, and she just told me to leave, so I left, and it was the last time I seen him, October 2020.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Howard?
No, sir.
Now, Ms. Wilson, so far, what Mr. Howard says in terms of separating in July, is that correct?
Correct.
And that he continued to see the child for a period of time
Incorrect.
after that?
Incorrect. Because
And okay, then tell me about it. After you
incorrect.
separated July 2019, then there was a protective order in August of 2019. That was like the following month.
Yes, correct.
And then,
Actually, Braxton was actually in California with my mother because of the protective order, and I was working. I've done everything for Braxton since day one. He's never signed a birth certificate, and that never came up when we were in court about signing the birth certificate. When it came to doctor's visits, he went to doctor's visits with me. I've dropped Braxton off at daycare and picked him up. I'm the only parent on the pickup and drop off for Braxton when it comes to daycare. And as his well-being, I have been taking care of Braxton since day one. And then the
but
last
you
time
haven't,
that, and then yes, I have a protective order. And then I would reach out to Rashad and ask him if he would want to see Braxton, but he would be sometimes hostile. On October, I asked him to bring him back at a certain time, and he felt like he didn't want to. So I just told him to leave. I'm asking, you wanted to see him, I'm letting you, and I'm giving you a time to bring him back. And you didn't want to agree upon that. You wanted to try to start something with me, and I'd ask you to leave. And I've been doing everything for Braxton.
now, since October of 2020, you have not allowed him to see the child?
No, that's not true. His mother picked him up a couple of times, and she's probably taken him to see Rashad. His grandmother, Rashad's mother's picked him up a couple times, and she's taken him to see Rashad this year. And Rashad has not reached out to me. He doesn't text me or anything to ask him to see Braxton. The last time he texted me was on my birthday and telling me happy birthday and to kiss Braxton for him. And then when the winter storm happened, we weren't in Texas, so he asked, was he okay? And that was it. Like he said, I'm the one that always reached out to him to try to see Braxton. He's never reached out to me.
Okay, and your objections for overnight visits are what? Why?
The concern of the child, just his well-being.
What, you think he's going to
right
hurt
now.
the child?
Well, he doesn't really know Braxton like that. He hasn't had Braxton overnight.
Okay, but you don't think that he's going to hurt the child, correct?
No.
Okay. All right, the court orders a modified possession and access order with the paternal aunt as the supervising adult when required, and the order pick up and delivered to be at the aunt's residence, and each phase will be for 10 periods each, thereafter standard possession order.
Hey, Your Honor.
Anything further?
Nothing further. May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Wilson and Mr. Howard, please log back into the negotiation